Alright guys, we're back. This is part 3. I'm going to try not to get in quite as close, so maybe I don't go out of frame. I'm sorry about that. Alright, by now everybody should have their box put together. My box is a little tight, so instead of covering it with the thicker paper I had on the table, I went and I got this paper pack that I picked up at Joann's. It's the one that's all flowers. I can't tell you the name because I've lost the cover, but it's the one that's got all these prints in it. Okay, I'm trying to use this one up. So I got some colors that are kind of similar to her card. Okay, and we're going to cover this now. Alright, I wanted to do a quick note. To alleviate this problem of it being quite this snug, what I could have done is, instead of overlapping all of these pieces here at the corner, I could have stopped short of the corner pieces, you know, or I could have made the top another eighth of an inch larger, so at 6.5. But it's okay, it fits. I'm pleased with it. We're going to cover it and be done with it. Alright, we're going to start actually with the insides, okay? I am not, because I am so tight and this is covered completely, I'm not going to worry about putting fabric on the inside edge, but I do want a piece in here. So we're going to cut it. Oh, and I did it. I meant to bring a ruler. Hang on. I snitched Scott's from by his desk. Shh, he'll never know. So I'm going to measure from this inside of this edge over here, and it's just a little teeny bit over 6 inches, but I'm going to cut it just at a 6-inch square, and I'll tell you why. I don't care if a little bit of this cream shows. That is why. So at 6 inches. So I chose this floral print here for the inside of the box, as well as I'm going to put it on the bottom of the box. But for right now, let's cover the inside of the top. So a 6-inch square. I'm going to set those aside. And we'll cut a 6-inch square. Alright, don't lose your pieces because you can use them again. Alright, and what I pulled out is I've got my Scotch Quick Dry here, but because I'm just going to move on, I'm just going to use tacky glue on this, okay? And I got tacky glue, and I brought a paintbrush so I could spread it around a little if I want to. And generally I would have like a old credit card or an old gift card to smooth this out because it'll be nice and smooth, but of course I didn't bring that either. And I'm not going to run off on you again. So go ahead and spread some glue out there. You can spread it out more with a paintbrush if you want to. I'm just going to go with it. And I'm just going to lay that, kind of center it so the same amount's showing all the way around. Another reason to use a tacky glue instead of the quick dry or quick grab type glues is you want a little bit of time to, I don't want to put glue on the outside of this. And yes, Karen, I could use Mod Podge, but I'm out. Or I can't locate any. So that's why I'm using this. This will fit in here. We can smooth this out. Just get it nice and smooth. And I just like to finish the inside of the boxes because I just think it's pretty. All right, so that's the inside of the top. Now the bottom, if we wanted to cover, we're going to cover the whole inside except for the top's edge. I'm not going to cover that, but I'm going to cover this whole thing here. All right, now the bottom, remember, is smaller than your top. So you have to measure it the same way I did the top by sticking your ruler against this side and coming across. And it looks like 5 3/4 of an inch. So I'll take that leftover 6-inch square we had and just take it down to 5 3/4. Take a 1/4 inch off 2 sides. And that'll go in the bottom. All right. I'll set that back aside. Put some glue. We're just going to do the paper covering for right now, and depending on what time I finish up on this and get this uploaded, I might come back today and we might decorate the outside even more with maybe some beaded trim and lace and all that fancy stuff I seem to like to add to the outside of these boxes that I make. And oh, Laura, I think your boxes I actually made out of chipboard instead of recycled cardboard, but you can use recycled cardboard just as easy. Okay, try to center her up so it looks even. We'll push it around with this tool that came with my Martha Stewart scoreboard just to get it smoothed out. And like I said, you can use an old gift card or a credit card, you know, that you're not using anymore because you don't want to glue up your credit cards unless you're on a spending freeze. All right, now the fun. All right, now got that all smooth. All right, so now you need to know what you got here. So we're going to cut our little strips for the side at 1 7/8. So let's cut some strips that are 1 7/8. Almost 2, but not quite. 1 7/8. And I gotta get that out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and cut. Let's see. I'll go ahead and cut a 3rd one just to have it cut in case we need it. All right. All right, now we need to know how long to cut it. So 5 3/4. Is this going to be 5 3/4 too? I'm just checking it. We might want to come back away from 5 3/4 by 1 little mark. So maybe do it at, I'm stacking these so I can cut 3 at a time. So if we do that, see if we come back 1/8 of an inch from 5 3/4, that's going to be what, 5/8? So 5 5/8, and then before I cut another one, because we are going to need one more, yeah, that'll be a perfect fit for what I want. All right, so, and I only need one more, so I'm only going to cut one this time. 5 5/8. All right. And like I said, I don't mind that some of that cream is showing. That is fine with me. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. And I know it's going to be hard for y'all to see, but I'm going to try to flip this over and get it in the box without dumping it on the table. How about that? I'm just going to put it and kind of line it up with the piece that's on your bottom so that it kind of looks like it was done on purpose. All right. What did I do with the little tool here? We'll just smooth it out. Okay. And we'll just turn the box and do this side. I'm going to make sure we're still recording. Okay. Sorry about that second one getting kind of long yesterday, but everybody seemed to be okay with it. And if you make a box, I want to see it. Okay? Yeah, you can see that black mark. Today was truck day and I had to label some overstock boxes, and I got ink on myself instead of just on the boxes. If you didn't want to have the little border, you would just have to measure your paper so that it fits the space exactly. I just like to have that little border. I don't know why, but I'm getting where I like to do that sometimes. Now on some of Laura's, I covered it all. The only thing, if you wanted to just, you're still going to need the strips for strength, but you could actually do up, over, down, and then give a little tab on the bottom on all your sides, and then just put your bottom piece of paper down. And then that way the side would come up and it would all be the same. You could do that if you wanted to be that specific with measurements. And I'm more interested in getting the project done. So you can see how it's showing just a little bit, and I'm okay with that. All right. If you wanted to, just for a little something different, you could ink your edges of your paper too. Instead of having just the plain paper. I know a lot of people don't like having just the plain paper, but I don't mind it. I think it's just as pretty. May not be as involved, but it works out for me. This is a pretty busy print. If I was using something larger, I don't think it would look quite as good with this size box. You got to think about your proportion. If you used a very large print, it would look better on a larger box, just because it would really outscale the size of this box. We're getting there. One more and we'll have bottom covered, and we'll have the top inside as covered as far as we're going to, because I don't want to add any more to underneath that top if I can. Now the sides I will be coming up. I'm hoping I'm not going to make it so tight we can't get it off, but we'll see. But my lesson learned is add an extra 1/8 to the top so that it'll slide on and off a little better. Okay. Okay, so there's your inside, and it goes on like that. Like I said, it's a little tight, so. All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna set that over there because it's driving me crazy because it's there. Inside is done. All right, now let's deal with our top. Now I wanted this to be something pretty. All right, so what I've got is these flowers, and we're going to cut it so that it's just a gonna come just about to the edge. I want just a little bit of that cream showing through. So if I do that, and I cut that at 6 1/4 inch square. So let's cut a 6 1/4 inch square out of the flowery print. It just does not want to stay over there, does it? 6 1/4. And 6 1/4. All right, so here's the top. We're going to put that down just like that. And while I've got the cutter over here, I'm going to go ahead and put, I needed to put that green paper on the bottom, but we'll do that last. I need to do strips for these sides. And I want to make sure I'm covering this part up where it doesn't come all the way to the corner so it's not as noticeable. So if we cut these at 6 inches, yeah, 6 inch strips. And what I'm going to do, yeah, I think I want the flowers down there. 6 inch strips. Let's see. We've got to pay attention to these flowers. Let's see, is that a 6? It's not quite 6. Let's cut 6 this way. All right. Now, I want it to be this way. I want it to be 2 inches. So from this piece, I'm going to cut 2 inch strips. 4 sides to the box, so we need 4 strips. 2 and 2. And then this piece should also be 6 inches. Yep. Cut 2 more strips. 1 and 2. All right. So that's going to be the top of the top and the sides on the bottom. All right. So let's glue those up. I'm going to go ahead and do the top first. I keep laying the glue down. That's the biggest mistake you ever make, is when you lay it down, straight down, and then all the glue goes to the side of the bottle. Just make sure there's glue at the edge. And then I just do a little bunch of squiggly little lines. Doesn't have to be really thick. If you get too much glue, then you're going to end up with a mess all over your hands and your table surface and all of that. All right. All right, here we go. I'm just centering it. That's why I'm taking my time. Then come from the middle to the corner, middle to the corner, middle to the corner, and middle to the corner, and you're all smooth. Never try to go all the way across something. Always start at the middle and go out. It's just like rolling out pie crust. Okay? So there's the top. Now we're going to do our sides. Need to get one of my picnic ketchup, mustard, salt and pepper things that I picked up at the thrift store. Need one of those out here so I can keep this glue upside down in that plate. Alright, got a little heavy on the glue, so some's going to squeeze out. Alright, when you're doing your sides, think about where the opening is so that most of the flowers face up. Because flowers don't grow facing down. All right. Start toward the middle, go out, middle, go out. Then you can come all the way across. I can feel the glue on my hands. Yep. That's why it's important not to use too much. All right. So there's the side. Let's do another side. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I woke up at 2:49. I'm supposed to be to work at 3 a.m. on Wednesdays, and I live 20 minutes away. So I was 20 minutes late to work, and I was not a happy camper because I also didn't have time for coffee, breakfast, some YouTube time, watching videos. Yeah, it wasn't pleasant. Hopefully they'll forgive my attitude. It's just my coworkers. No guests were injured by my bad mood. Oh, I hate waking late. I hate being late. I can't stand to be late. It's one of my pet peeves. All right. Make sure these flowers are going the right way. Start in the middle, go out. Start in the middle, go out. See, I messed that up because I went over the edge. Gotta be careful not to go over the edge. I'm smoothing the edges with my thumbs. That's what I'm doing. You can tell my box is just a little off, but we won't even see that when we're done. One more. We're getting this box covered pretty quick, aren't we? I find though, Karen, sometimes when you use the Mod Podge, you end up with so many wrinkles, and I like a more smooth finish than the Mod Podge gives me sometimes. Okay. Alright. I am not going to fit that top down on this again until this is dry, because I'm already a tight fit. If I try to push it down and this isn't completely dried, I might rip my paper and then I would be in a pickle. Alright, so the inside is covered. The sides are covered. The bottom needs to be covered, and then on the top we need to make some strips for here. And then it'll be totally covered. So what I was going to do for the bottom is I was just going to do a sheet of this on the bottom, just to give it a finished edge. It's not too, let's see here. I guess we're going to need to cut another one. And that was, let's see, 6-inch square. I had a spare 6-inch square left from that, but maybe we cut it up. I think we cut it up. Alright, that's why whatever you use for your inside, if you're going to use it for your bottom, that's the sheet you'll need. 2 sheets of it. 2 sheets of the same paper. Okay, so that'll get the bottom here. Ooh, it's hot in here. You can definitely tell it's summertime. I just went down to Bilo, which is our grocery store, and they've got whole pork loins or half pork loins on sale. So I got a nice size pork loin for like $7, and I've put it in the slow cooker. And what I do is I just let it cook until it's falling apart, and then dump barbecue sauce over it. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And you can make sandwiches with it, or you could put it over rice. It's just really good. And we'll have leftovers. All right. All right, there's your bottom. The sides, the inside. Now we need to cut something for here, and I wanted to do something that would look kind of fun but not take a whole lot of work. So let's see, what did we say these little strips are going to be? 6 1/4 on the outside of this by 1 inch. So what I've done is I chose a stripe just for something for added fun to it. All right, never throw any of your scraps out. You might need it for the next box. All right, so I want the stripes to run this way on the lid of the box. So I will cut 1 inch strips. I think I'm only going to need 2 because didn't I say it's 6 inches, or is it a little over 6? Oh, I can't remember. It's going to be a little over 6. So let's go ahead and cut 4 1 inch strips. Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure, measure twice, 4 times, cut once. No. Let's do 6 1/4 inch. I'm going to cut them all at once. Just stack them up. Make sure your ends are even. I don't know if anybody else, you know, would have any trouble with this or not, but I can cut 3 or 4 things at once, you know, stacked up. Just make sure these ends are even. Line it up with the 6 1/4. Get it up to your edge. It might take a couple passes. All right. So now we've got little strips to go on the sides like that. All right, we'll glue those up. Lots of gluing on this. And yes, I laid the glue down again. It's like, come on, they're waiting. Can't you tell people are waiting? All right, so the box is almost done. Once this glue has dried, I will pick out some laces and things to decorate the outside here. Oops, sorry guys. Keep bumping that with my toe. And yes, Karen, I'm wearing the Pirate Cat socks today. I felt the need for Pirate Cat socks when I woke up because something had to try to make me in a better mood. So I grabbed the Pirate Cat socks. They didn't help as much as I'd hoped they would, but I put them on. That's one of those things I just keep an eye out. Anytime we're traveling, I try to pick up a pair of cat socks if I can find them. I love cats, and I guess just I'm going to be a crazy cat lady one day. So we really are missing our Tesla. Oh no! How'd that one come up short? Hang on. Let's do this side. My bad. Oh, see, I bet that one wasn't even. Okay, glue that one to the plate. See, even Becky makes boo-boos. Dry fit before you glue. That one strip must not have been even when I cut on the cutting rotary cutter. So we all make boo-boos. Proof of it right there. Okay. Thought I had it going on and I got it. Hey gang, I don't know what happened. I just kept going and apparently the camera decided to cut off. I am so upset about it. I am sorry y'all missed what I did to finish covering the box. It's going to be hard to go back, but I would think the last thing it showed was me putting the paper on the sides and showing that I'd done the inside and the side and the bottom. And then I've covered the top, and I've put these strips here, the 1-inch strips on the inside there, and the inside has been covered. If after it has dried, if there is room, I will put some of this green paper there, but it's all covered with the cardstock, so I'm not real concerned about it. But if I can give it a more finished edge with the green paper, I will. It's got to dry though. But I did want you to see it with all of its papers on. I like to mix the 2 different prints of paper. I think it looks cute. Or 3 papers. You can use 1, 2, 3, or 4, however many you want. Alright, so this is the box at this state. And I am so very sorry that my camera was a pain in the hiney and messed up. So we'll come back, and the next video will probably be the last one in this series, where we will add trims and things like that to it, and then I can get it in the mail to Ivy's mom. Alright? Thanks for watching, guys. Y'all are awesome. Bye.